Hello and welcome to the first episode of Let's Play Theme Hospital. Theme Hospital was of course released in 1997 by Bullfrog and Electronic Arts. So let's go. So you've put your name in here. There we go. Now it takes you to the menu. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so on here we can continue previous game, start a new game, load a save game, start a network game. That sounds interesting, but never done that yet. But today we're going to start a new game, so let's go. Okay, let's have a look. So you've got your difficulty ratings. So they go from consultant at the hardest. You've got your junior doctor and then your doctor medium. So we'll go and do medium. It's not the first game and we do not want to play on low resolution. So let's go. Shows all the levels you've got. So let's go ahead. Okay, so what I'm going to do is slow down the dates, otherwise it'll force me to open the hospital and just whiz through the calendar before I've had time to show you everything and explain everything. So let's have a look. I'm just going to check the music volume because sometimes it can be a bit loud, but 60 is fine. So let's get going. So first off we're going to need our reception desk. Your receptionist basically does what medical receptionists do: meet and greet, tell people where they're going and where they need to be. So for that it's telling us we need to employ a receptionist. So let's go into higher staff and have a look what we've got. So these are your receptionists. On your higher staff you've got your doctors, your nurses, your janitors, and of course receptionists. So let's have a look who we've got. So this one's $88. Don't know if that's per hour. Wish I could do an 88 whatever per hour. Now, this one collects World War II shrapnel. Incredibly talented and able. This one's $89. We've got, what does she do? She goes scuba diving. It has a wide range of skills. Up here it tells you how skilled they are and their ability. So obviously, cheaper, they're less able. Sorry about that, that's just my cat running through. So this one goes scuba diving, charming, polite and helpful. This one's less able, and he wants $57, enjoys river widening and is slow and fussy. This one plays theme park a lot, very friendly and enjoys a laugh. This one also plays theme park a lot, generally well motivated and dedicated. 70. So she looks quite good value for money, so we'll have that. There we go. So next what we need to start doing is building some rooms. So the first thing we need is a GP's office. They're the first port of call for our patients. So what you do is you make the blueprint. When it's red that means it's not big enough or there's some obstruction in the way so you can't put it there. When it turns blue, that's the minimum size just there that you need to make it. So let's click OK for that. So what we need to now do is place the door and a window. That's OK, because we've done that. Okay, so items in here, we've got a desk, filing cabinet, the little chair. When you play this game, you'll be told a helpful hint that putting extra items in rooms makes your staff happier. What I found is definitely put in a radiator and a plant, if nothing else, because they cheer your staff up, and also it makes the building warm and your staff get pretty annoyed if they're cold. You also need, as it's saying there, to employ a handyman to water your plants. So what do we need to do next? General diagnosis. Again, that's operated by a doctor, so we'll need to employ some doctors in a bit. So we'll put the blueprint to the size we need. Put in a window. Okay, so here we've got a screen.
Patients must have their checkbooks ready.
Put that there. And again, plant a radiator. If you're in a building, it can get a little bit repetitive, but you can do it quite quickly once you get the hang of it. So, general diagnosis. Patients who require further diagnosis are sent to be checked here. The GP's office doesn't find out what's wrong with them. General diagnosis often will. From here, they will be sent back to the GP's office for analysis of the results produced here. The general diagnosis room requires any doctor. So what else do we need to build now? Okay, because there's a small little bit there, I know that the pharmacy will fit in well there. So it's also good to make good use of space, especially in the early levels, because you can't buy extra plots. Of course, extra plots do cost money and do eat into your budget. This game originally was designed as a hospital budgeting game. If you say that, it sounds like it'd be the most boring game in the world. Actually, it's loads of fun, and this game was a really big seller at the time. Okay, so your pharmacy. Patients who have been diagnosed and whose treatment is a drug must visit the pharmacy to take their medicine. As more and more drug cures are researched and become available, this room gets busier. You might want to build another pharmacy later. The pharmacy requires a nurse. So we'll also have to hire a nurse later as well. Okay, so next what we've got on the list. Psychiatric. So build that. So for this you will need a doctor who is a psychiatrist as well. And I will show you when we come to hiring how you tell the difference between the doctors. Right, extra items here. You can have a skeleton, a bookcase, as well as your implant radiator and fire extinguisher. So, I'm going to put them in there. Oh, didn't mean to quite put that there, but never mind. Right, now where are we going to fit this? There we go. So, psychiatry. Patients diagnosed with psychiatric illness must visit the psychiatry department to receive counselling. Psychiatrists can also make diagnosis, find out what type of illness the patients have, and if mental in origin, treat them using the trusty couch. Psychiatry department requires a psychiatrically trained doctor. There we go. Right, what have we got next? So we've got a ward. So for this we will need a nurse. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because in a ward you can have several beds and treat several patients at once. So it comes in quite useful, especially later on when you get epidemics and stuff. So, but we don't need to worry about those on this first level. They come in later. So I'm going to put another couple of beds in. And radiator to make it nice.
Look out for other Bullfrog products.
I'm just going to turn down the announcement volume as well. It's a bit loud in my headphones I'm wearing. Oh, what have we got? Here as well. There we go, that's a bit better. Right. You also have to be careful when designing your hospital because sometimes your patients can get lost and that has a negative impact on your feedback score. Your feedback score's down here. You need your reputation to be in the green as well as keeping your balance healthy to pass the levels. So we've got all of these now. We need the clinic, inflation clinic. We'll build this here. Let's try this again. That's better. Okay. Right, so with your inflation, you will have to get a handyman to repair it every so often, otherwise it will blow up. Which then means you can't use the room anymore, you have to build it elsewhere. And of course it costs you more money. and the handymen repair things, and you can set their priorities as well, whether you want them to water plants, clean up, or repair things. So what does it say here? Patients with painful yet humorous condition of bloaty head must come into the inflation clinic, where the overlarge cranium will be popped and instantly reinflated to the correct pressure. The inflation clinic requires any doctor. It also requires ongoing maintenance from the handyman. So
patients are asked to be as quiet as possible.
When you want to check, click there, and if it goes down, that means it's been used quite a few times and it's in need of repair. You'll click that to page the handyman to come and fix it. Right. Facilities. Okay, so we need staff room. Otherwise the staff will not be happy. So what I'm going to do is put staff room here, somewhere when the staff are tired they can go and relax. Put a few windows in, make it look nice, keep everyone happy. So what things can we put in here? Right, so we've got a TV, pool table, sofa. You know, two-seater sofa, only one character ever sits on the sofa at the time, so you need more than one sofa, as more than one staff will probably be having their break. So let's put these in, put that there. Of course, if you right click on the mouse you can change the direction of your items. There we go. There we go. Your staff get tired as they carry out their jobs. They require this room to relax and refresh themselves. Tired staff slow down, demand more money, and will eventually quit. They also make more mistakes. Building a staff room with plenty for them to do is very worthwhile. Make sure that there is room for several staff members at one time. That's why I put more sofas in. Okay, so we're also going to need, most important of facilities, the toilets. Which patients won't be happy if they can't go to the toilet. So we'll put that in there. Don't know why people want windows on the toilet, but never mind. So we've got your sinks. Put a sink there. And that's your toilet cubicle. We're going to add some more. There we go. A couple more sinks because hand hygiene in a hospital is very important, guys. Patients feeling the call of nature will need to unburden themselves in the comfort of your toilet facilities. You can build extra stalls and wash basins if you expect a lot of visitors. In some cases, you might consider building further facilities elsewhere in the hospital. Okay, so now we need to furnish our corridors. I just realised that's really poor planning there. Right, I'm going to have to fix that. So, if we want to edit a room, click here. So what we do is do that. Reduce that. We've got more space to go through. Change it about a bit. There we go.
No vomiting.
Right, now to furnish the corridors. So what we're going to need to do is have lots of benches so people can sit down, otherwise patients get really annoyed if they're queuing for hours and I've got nowhere to sit, as you can understand. So what I like to do is put them outside the rooms as well, so people who are waiting to be treated and diagnosed have a bench to sit down on. This also helps your reputation if patients have plenty of places to sit. There we go. Right, so next we're going to need some drinks machines because people complain that they're hungry and thirsty otherwise, so I think the 5 will be enough. And then after this we'll have to hire some staff. Some radiators to keep it warm as well.
Patient message, checkbooks required.
Let's have a look there. Okay, now to put our plants down. Right, hiring. Okay, so we are going to need some doctors, including a psychiatrist. Right, stage diving, rash and easily distracted. So this means that they're a junior doctor, medium, consultant. So this guy is psychiatrist, as you can see here. Listens to rave and trip hop music. Rubbish at the job, a possible liability. Well, if we've got a choice, we will not hire him. Beats tourists at museum, deaf as a post. Ah, here we go. Loyal and friendly. So we'll put him in there. This guy's loyal and friendly. Can go in GP. Gets people's backs up. Rubbish at the job. Oh. Not so many good ones. We'll come back to that in a minute. It does change how many people are there. Sometimes you get less, sometimes you get more, so we'll come back in a minute. Plays classical violin and cello, remarkably polite and a genial manner. So, put her in pharmacy. We need a nurse for the ward.
To the rear exit, please.
She's very skilled, so now we need some handymen. Again, slow and fussy. Right, so if you want to change what priorities the handyman has, you can click here if you want them to do more rubbish, here for more plants, or here for fixing stuff more. So we'll have them about equal. There we go. Okay, so we'll sped it up a bit, see if we can get some more doctors. Now we've got 8. Idle, liability. Oh, talented and incredibly able. Guess we'll have to go with him. Right, I think we're now ready to open our hospital. So, get some more janitors. Do for now. Right, we click here because we are now done.
Patients are here at their own risk.
Comforting. So now we wait for our first patients, and there is one. So things are just ticking over nicely at the minute. Nothing really needs any attention. I'm sure that'll soon change. Here's another thing you can do. So that means he's cold. So you can turn the heating up. We'll do that now. It does cost more money. There we go. Right, alerts you to important piece of information and decision to make. Your team has discovered a new condition. It is the squits. Cause eating pizza found under the cooker. Symptoms, surely you can guess. Sure. A glutinous mix of stringy pharmaceutical chemicals to solidify the patient's innards. A new condition has been found. Yay, we cured someone. Okay, while we're waiting for more things to come up, I want to show you this. So, sometimes you will get into negative and you'll need to take out a loan. So you click on this and you can have a loan from the bank manager. Of course it means you have to pay interest. It's quite low interest though, so we don't need one right now. I just think the bank manager looks a bit like Jacob Rees-Mogg though. What do you think? Alright, we'll get rid of that now. Okay, we've got another condition. Discovered TV personalities cause daytime television symptoms, delusions of being able to present a cookery show. Not like a lot of YouTubers. A trained psychiatrist must convince the patient to sell their TV and buy a radio. Probably wise. Heat piles cause standing around by water coolers. Patients feel like he or she is sitting on a bag of marbles. A pleasant yet powerfully acidic drink dissolves the piles from the inside.
Mrs. Birkenhair, to the rear exit, please.
Okay, let's have a look what else we've got at the bottom here. So, staff management. This is where you can see how happy and tired and skilled your staff are. Also means you can fire them if you so wish. So you would press that if you wanted to fire them, or if you wanted to give them a bonus or raise their salary.
Doctor required an inflator room.
Bloaty head, sniffing the cheese and drinking unpurified rainwater. Symptoms very uncomfortable for the sufferer. Cure: swollen head is popped, then reinflated to the correct PSI using a clever machine.
Doctor required in GP's office.
So this is also the map. You'll have other sites that you'll be able to purchase in later levels, so this is where this comes in handy.
Doctor required in general diagnosis.
Drug casebook. This tells you how its reputation, its cost, how much you've earned from it, how many recoveries, how many fatalities, how many people you've turned away. You can adjust the price if you want to make more money. Okay, so Aung San Suu Kyi, the Burmese Democratic Opposition leader, has expressed a wish to visit your hospital. Issue invitation to the VIP. You get money when they come and if they're happy with your hospital. So research, you can set on other levels, set research priorities, status, how you are compared to other hospitals. Some statistics of deaths, visitors, wages, etc. And your policy, so how many you send home, how many get it a cure, you can adjust these. Let's have a look. It's only been used once, so it doesn't need repairing yet. So that's all with bloated head. He's been cured, he's happy.
Doctor required an inflator room.
We'll have a look what happens.
VIP is touring the building. Doctor, attending psychiatry, please. Doctor required in GP's office.
We'll get the handyman to fix that. That's an invisible person. All your VIPs look exactly the same, it doesn't matter what they say their name is. I've just realised actually, Aung Suu Kyi, that's she's obviously not, it's quite an old reference to a game because she's not in favour anymore, is she? Anyway, we have exhausted, okay, so this is if they're not sure what's wrong but they're going to take a guess, so you can send them home, take a chance on a possible cure, or get them to wait. If you get them to wait, often they die. Sometimes if you take a chance they die, and they're not happy if you send them home, but we'll take a chance. We killed somebody.
Nurse required in ward. Doctor required in GP's office.
I can't see where. Sometimes you see death come and claim them. It's quite funny. This is where all our staff are, is it?
Nurse required in pharmacy.
See who's well rested. Well, pretty tired actually. Both the nurses are okay.
Doctor required in general diagnosis.
You've been awarded a cash grant of 1,200. Your reputation in the community has been boosted.
Nurse required in ward.
Piece of rubbish on the floor there.
Doctor required in GP's office.
Something I notice is the receptionist never gets tired and never wants a break.
Doctor, attending psychiatry, please.
Dear Cat Lady, jolly good, you have made an excellent progress at your hospital. We have found somewhere else for you to run if you fancy a change of scenery and a fresh set of challenges. don't have to accept, but it might be worthwhile if you do. Your salary is 10,800. Do you want the job at Sleepy Hollow? Yes, so that'll be level 2. And join me next time for level 2.